Hello guys, welcome back to another interesting smartphone unboxing and first impression video. In this video, let's discuss and introspect about recently released iQOO 9T. I have been using this device from almost 2-3 days now, and in this video I'll also tell you guys why did I make a purchase of iQOO 9T instead of OnePlus 10T in this price segment. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. First, let's quickly unbox the smartphone. Here I am happy to see a full-size box, which means we'll get everything inside the box including charger. This box has a BMW theme. If you see this R value, it's 1.19 for the head and 1.24 for the body. So anything below 1.6 is good to use. We won't waste much of time. So first, here we have the device itself, and after that in the box we get some paper manual which includes warranty card, quick start guide and a BMW premium partner card. Also we get this soft TPU case inside the box itself. Then we have type C to type C charging cable, a massive 120 watt charging brick, also a type C to 3.5mm connector. And this is the device itself. So guys, these are the things what we get inside the box of iQOO 9T. Now let's talk about the design and build quality. We have bought the Legend variant, so iQOO 9T has slightly unique design with dual tone colors. On the entire camera module, it's colored black and also it's written V1+ chip here. Rest everything we can see white color with BMW stripes. It's not too flashy design, which is good. The back is made up of glass, but it's not Gorilla Glass, just a basic one. The sides are made up of aluminium. The phone feels sturdy and built pretty well. This phone is quite wide than usual, which you can see in my hands compared to OnePlus 9RT. Maybe iQOO has intentionally made it wider, which helps in better gaming experience and content watching. But that wideness makes the in-hand feel slightly more bothersome and bulky in hand. Definitely it's a two-handed for even people who has big hands. Also it's slightly heavier side with 207 grams. When it comes to port, on the bottom we can see the speaker grill, USB port, SIM tray. On the top we can see infrared blaster, which is very useful for remote controls of appliances in the home. And the next to it, there's a noise cancellation mic. The power button is colored blue, which is nice touch by iQOO. All the buttons are clicky and tactile. Overall, I feel iQOO 9T build quality and design is good enough, but it definitely doesn't feel premium as OnePlus or Samsung build quality and fit and finish. iQOO 9T mainly focused more on raw power than aesthetics, so we cannot complain more on that. The display on iQOO 9T is 6.78-inch Full HD Plus E5 AMOLED with 120Hz of refresh rate. The screen to body ratio is also very good with 93.11%. The bezels are bare minimum on all the four sides. There is a center punch hole on the screen rather than side, which is good for OCD guys. The display is protected with Scott Sensation Alpha Glass. It's not as good as Gorilla Glass Victus, but decent. When it comes to the quality of display, the panel is latest E5 AMOLED, but it only has 8-bit display instead of 10-bit. The colors and the viewing angles are great, but it's not as vibrant as OnePlus and Samsung in this price range. The display is bright enough in direct sunlight with auto brightness, and I did not find any kind of black crush issues or tinting issues. The speakers in iQOO 9T I feel are decent, not great. There is no dedicated speaker on top. The earpiece acts like second speaker. Overall, it sounded little tiny and average. It's not louder and doesn't have bass. Definitely, OnePlus in this price range has better speakers which sound fuller and rich. And if you guys have come so far, I would like to say we are really working hard on improving our content and adding more brands on this channel. So if you guys find our videos helpful to you, do consider subscribing and also press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Now coming to camera, iQOO 9T has very good setup of cameras here. They are actually useful quality sensors. The main camera is 50 megapixel Samsung GN5 with OIS. Now let's take a look at some of the camera samples. So talking about the scenery, straight away we can say iQOO processing tends to push more vibrancy and saturation in the images. The reds, green and blue are elevated more than required and makes the scene dramatic. But the sharpness, details, dynamic range, everything are good enough. When it comes to human shots, iQOO processing tends to make the skin tone slightly boosted. It also sometimes tends to pick reddish hues more in the image. In some scenarios, it makes the facial tone whitish, but overall the details and everything are good. Color science is here personal preference. Overall, the main camera gets the job done. Even though processing is not natural, It's definitely social media ready for instant sharing. iQOO 90 has very useful good 13 megapixel ultra wide. It's very detailed in daylight shots, although it's not as detailed as main camera. It's more than adequate. The color science consistency is also maintained very well between main camera and ultra wide. With this ultra wide, we can shoot quality macro shots, which is very great and useful instead of 2 megapixel crappy cameras. The telephoto camera in iQOO 90 also is a quality 12 megapixel sensor with 2x optical zoom. It clicks very useful and quality shots. However, the telephoto comes as handy in capturing quality portrait shots. iQOO 90 switches to telephoto camera default when we on the portrait mode. Let's look at some of the portrait shots. Because of the optical zoom, the bokeh is very natural and the edge detection also done very well. However, it's the same story. The skin tone and the facial tones looks over processed and over dramatic. In night mode sample, somehow I can't see any difference between normal shot and night mode shots. But it's very detailed because of OIS. The scene is elevated more. 13 megapixel ultra wide also definitely clicks very useful night mode shots with ample details. Selfies I personally did not like here. It makes me looks like a wooden doll. The facial tones and everything has been done terribly wrong here. It looks like paste is applied on the face. The dynamic range is good but needs a better processing in future. But it's a personal preference, guys. Some people may like this look but some don't. The main camera video we can shoot 4K at 60 fps with OIS, but the front camera only shoots 1080 at 30 fps. Video parts I'll be covering up in the upcoming videos. Overall, I feel with 3 quality sensors, iQOO does a very good job. However, the processing is not very consistent. The presence of OnePlus chip is not felt at all. It is much more useful in Vivo phones. The camera processing in Vivo phones are definitely much better than iQOO. iQOO definitely needs to work on more and improve with updates. Now let's move on to the performance part. So here iQOO 90 has the latest and greatest Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. It's a 4nm chip which is more powerful and as well as power efficient. The chip is manufactured by TSMC. Trust me guys, it's a way better chip than 8 Gen Plus 1 which is manufactured by Samsung, and you would definitely notice it. Coupled with UFS 3.1 storage and LPDDR5 RAM, the phone feels rapid and it flies through every given task. It's also very stable in all the tests and attain very high scores, though I did notice bit of more heating issues on iQOO compared to OnePlus 10 Pro. With the same CPU throttling test which was set to 100 threads for 30 minutes, iQOO was about to touch 50 degrees Celsius, wherein OnePlus 10 Pro was maintaining around 43 degrees Celsius. In graphic intense game also, we can see the chip handles really well with less stutters and frame drop. But there is no actual 90 FPS in games. It does feel frame interpolation with FPS booster and boost the FPS. The phone do feel warms but doesn't heat up in normal usage. In the performance segment, iQOO definitely kills here. In software, we have always seen iQOO struggling. iQOO 90 comes with FunTouch OS 12 which is based on Android 12. Even though FunTouch OS is improved quite well since 2 years, it's still very less refined and polished. The look of the UI also I personally did not like. There is so much bloatware applications present in the UI and also ads in the lock screen. Don't get me wrong, there are no major bugs and issues in the UI, but trust me guys, I did not feel usable at all even for 1 hour. Especially me who uses ColorOS, which is way more polished and feels rich. The animations and UI elements I did not quite like. The FunTouch OS experience because of 120Hz also doesn't feel as smooth as other phones. Overall, it feels like a cheap UI. I can live with MIUI for an entire life, but not FunTouch OS for 1 hour. iQOO definitely needs to work more on software user experience and bring revolution change. It's definitely not bearable at all considering 50k price point it offers. The haptics also decent but not great. Definitely the O haptic in OnePlus phones and other brands at this price has a better haptic than this. But I'm happy to see iQOO offering long support with 3 years of OS updates and 4 years of security patch updates. So only time will tell how iQOO gives support to its flagship devices. Let's move on to the battery and charging part. So iQOO 90 comes with 4700 mAh battery Because of the power efficiency of 8 Plus Gen 1, it actually lasts the entire day with moderate usage. The charger given in the box is 120 watt. It charges 0 to 100 in less than 20 minutes in my testing. The battery segment, I'll update you guys in further videos more. iQOO 90, every sensor is present including IR blaster, all works really great. The call quality, signal reception is also very good and I have no problems here. It has Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi calling, 9 5G bands, Bluetooth 5.2, dual 4G VoLTE, but being a gaming and performance centric smartphone, they have only given USB 2.0, which doesn't support HDMI at all. It also comes with basic protection IP52 and no wireless charging as expected. So now coming to the conclusion, and here I'll tell you guys why I bought iQOO 90 instead of OnePlus 10T. Day one, when the OnePlus 10T was launched, I thought to buy that device and cover the videos, but these days OnePlus keep repeating their mistakes and degrade themselves. If you see an example, they released OnePlus 10T at 50K with an 8 megapixel ultra wide and a useless 2 megapixel macro lens. Is it a joke, guys? Also, they removed their trademark, which was alert slider on OnePlus smartphones, that too in premium smartphones, and giving reason there was less space on the device. Come on guys, this is not a justification. Considering all this time I would like to protest on OnePlus and not buy OnePlus 10T. Because when we are spending 50k on BBK, then why should we compromise? The only reason which is stopping people to buy iQOO is FunTouch OS. Oxygen OS 12 still remains on top 3 Android operating system. Otherwise, I have no intention to buy iQOO 90. If OnePlus would have provided alert slider with same camera spec, then I would have purchased the OnePlus 10 instead of iQOO 90. So if you guys are planning to buy OnePlus smartphone right now, the best choice is OnePlus 10 Pro. And today OnePlus have also released Oxygen OS 13 first open beta. So you can try that out. It's a very good OS, very good animations, fluidity is superb. And then later we have a second option, which is OnePlus 10 RT, which is not yet launched and will be coming later this year. When it comes to iQOO 90, I personally feel it's meant for performance and gaming enthusiasts. This phone feels rapid with 8 Plus Gen 1. Also, I would say camera is good enough, but it requires bit of optimization. And with initial launches, we have seen all these things. In future updates, brands do try to optimize the camera and the picture quality of that specific phone. Rest everything, including the software, I felt the device is a mixed bag. No so satisfactory at all. iQOO should definitely improve in the premium segment. So guys, this was my first impression on iQOO 90. What are your thoughts after watching this video? Which device will you prefer? iQOO 90 or OnePlus 10T? Do let me know in the comment section below. As of now, only this much in this video. I hope you guys gonna like the video. If you like the video, then do give me a thumbs up. And also if you're new to our channel, then do not forget to subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.